Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shite. Today I'm going to teach you how to make some ambient music, some ambient sounds. You can try it yourself and use it for your movie project or I don't know, your video game project, something like this. There's a lot of ways to make ambient music. What I'm going to do today, the technique I'm going to use today, is I'm going to put a lot of reverb on slow sounds. And that is actually very easy to do. You don't need a lot, all you need is some bass, some pads and a melody maybe, and that's it. There is one effect that I'm going to use a lot and it's called Fruity Reverb, but any reverb plugin should work, so don't worry about it. Doesn't matter if you do it in FL Studio or in another DAW, it still works. Okay, so the first thing you need is a melody or something that can give you the mood of the ambient music. You can play the melody yourself or you can also sample something. But if you sample something, make sure you don't have the drums, because it's going to be a lot harder if you have some drums. Today I'm going to use this loop from Cymatics to make it a lot faster, but you can do however you want it. I'm going to link their website in the description. Most of their samples are free, so besides from this sample, everything else I'm going to use in this project are going to be stock plugins from FL Studio, so you can try it out. I like to cut the low end of most of my sounds so I can make a bit more space for my bass. Okay, now I'm going to write some chords that will go along with the sample. I'm using a piano, but later on I'm going to replace it with some pads. And the pads that I'm using are from this plugin called Flex. It's a really underrated plugin in my opinion. Now that you made the chords, you can start adding a bass. And the plugin that I'm using for the bass is called DX10. And in my opinion, I think it's really underrated. I use it in almost all of my tracks. I use it differently, not only for the bass, but I mean, there's so much you can do with such a simple VST. You can shape the bass however you want, but right now I'm going to put a lot of attack and a lot of decay just to make it a bit more flowy and wavy, you know. Okay, now so I'm going to use DX10 again to make an arpeggiator. Because everything is going to be drowned in the reverb, I'm just going to use this arpeggiator to add a bit of spice to the sounds. I make sure I put some delay on it and a lot of reverb, and I also cut the low end like I always do on most of my instruments so I can make space for the bass. Okay, so for the melody and for the instruments, that's basically all we need. And right now I'm going to bring the BPM down to something very slow. I'm going to route every single instrument to one channel. And on this channel I'm going to use a lot of reverb. And this time it's very important to put the dry level all the way down, or almost all the way down. And put the wet level a bit, the decay a bit more up and the wet level up. So that it actually blurs. It's going to blur this audio out. The only thing I'm going to do differently is for the bass. I'm going to route it to two different channels, because otherwise it's going to, the frequency is going to clash with each other and it's not going to sound very good. Okay, so now that I split the bass into two channels, the first channel is going to be everything under 80 Hz. I'm using Maximus to show you that everything under 80 Hz is going to go straight to the master, so I'm not going to touch anything. And after that, so on the second channel, everything above 80 Hertz, I'm going to send to the rest of the instruments. So that's going to be like the more higher sounds of the bass, and the sub bass, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to put reverb on the sub bass. And finally, I'm going to use Flex again for this synth melody with this pad. I like it a lot. And that's it, actually. So now it's time to make some arrangements. This is how it looks like in the end. Now I'm going to make a little animation video for this music, and thank you for watching. I hope that you guys learned something. So now it's your turn, try it out and put a comment in the comment section below so I can actually check it out, because I'm very, very curious what you guys are going to do.